Hello! It's the beginning of June and I wanted to give you a part 2 to our wildflower meadow, though it's not a meadow, it's just a garden, but I wanted to you to see a little bit of progress. So what we were just looking at there was some chives, and our little friend the bee has gone now, but these are growing really happily in the grass. This clump I put here, but I've got other clumps that have self-seeded. Closer in there's cow parsley, and this is at the end of its season now, but I'm keeping it as it is, partly because we don't cut and partly so that it sets seed, and then that seed I can disperse it round. Flowering at the moment is this beauty here, ragged robin, which is again really happy in the grass. Oops. And which is the key to a wildflower meadow. If there's anything that won't compete with the grass, then you've had it, don't bother. So you need things that are really tough. Red campion's another example of a plant very like this that will grow, and it's got a nice bit of height, so it waves in the wind, it's gorgeous. Now in the foreground there, this little yellow plant, really interesting. So this is called yellow rattle. It's an annual, and it is parasitic on the roots of grasses and certain other plants, but mainly on grasses. Now that means that it weakens the grasses, which allows the flowers to thrive. So it's a really important plant for anyone trying to establish a wildflower meadow, which is not an easy thing. Now an example of where that needs to happen is over here. So can you see here, this is really lush, thick grass. This is a remnant from when we used to have chickens on here, and their manure is full of nitrogen, so it stimulated the grass to grow really thickly, which actually, if you notice, there are no flowers in this part. So I'm hoping that the yellow rattle will seed over here, and that will start to weaken the grass. The other thing I could do here is cut just this corner and make sure you take what you cut away, because if you leave it back in, then the nutrients go back into the soil, and then you've negated the point of doing it at all. Just coming into flower now, remember early June, are the oxeye daisies. Aren't they gorgeous? And you'll always find that if you grow them in soil, or if you grow them in grass, the ones grown in a bed in soil will have much bigger flowers and they'll be taller. But the ones grown in grass, because they're having to share resources, are smaller and more delicate, and they're fabulous, and they self-seed really well. This is marjoram, just normal marjoram that you'd grow in a herb bed. It smells amazing, and this I put in because I saw it growing in grassland over near us, and I thought it might be a good idea, so I took some cuttings and popped them in. They haven't all survived, but this one is doing beautifully. When you walk past, you get a lovely waft. And coming in closer, I've got here some foxgloves. I don't mean foxgloves, I mean cowslips. And again, they're over now, but I'm really hoping that they will seed. And in the interest of doing that, around all my little patches of cowslips, I've scraped away the grass a little bit, so that there's some bare soil for the seed to fall into, and that should really help with germination when the moment comes. These little pink ones here are hardy geraniums. These will grow anywhere, but I really like them. And you just mow them off at the end of the season, just like everything else. And then the last thing of interest that I wanted to show you is some campanula, which again are thriving in the grass, and here they are. I don't yet know whether they're going to be white or blue, but I would be happy with either. You can see the buds up here. But look at this beautiful height, healthy foliage, really fantastic. So in all, it's a work in progress, but I'm really pleased with it. It's taken a few years, but if you adopt Mow May as a thing that you do in May, you'll find that things like this are so much easier to get going. And you're offering something that's not only beautiful, but great for pollinators as well.